Welcome to another day in the Matrix, waters above crypto. Market appears to be recovering. We're experiencing some full moon FOMO. The wolves are out today. I'm going to be going over why this market is rebounding and what we can expect moving forward for Bitcoin and XRP this week. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric source. And I also just wanted to update everyone. I'll be doing a decode on HBAR, Hedera hash graph for my Patreon supporters, which will be released in the first week of May. Excited to share that with you guys soon. Link to the Patreon is in the description box below. So let's get into the charts. So, what just happened? I've been mentioning these dates all the way from maybe somewhere back here in late March, discussing this idea of April 20th moving into April 28th. And the reasoning behind April 28th is because it is the 117th day of the year, and the 117th day of the year being critical because Bitcoin equals 117 in Gematria. And for those of you who are new here and haven't watched any of my videos, please go back and watch some of my videos to catch up with what we've been doing. And essentially, using a Gematria calculator, you can type in Bitcoin and get the 117. And this date being very significant because if you go back to September 18th being when the Hebrew year starts, and you drag it over to April 28th, you get the 222. So this is the 222nd day, and I'm pretty sure I just said that exactly at the 2-minute and 20-second video of moment of this video. That's incredible. Anyways, not to get off track, but the 222 significance here as we move into the month of May. And there's been something like a change of character in this chart, as you can see. If you could point it out, you're good at technical analysis, and it is this X, this cross. So this 8 moving average, the yellow, has crossed below this white moving average for Bitcoin. And the significance behind this has changed the entire character of this market. Now, when we get these exuberant sell-offs, we typically get these nice exuberant buybacks. So I'm gonna just hide everything, and I'm gonna show you how this structure right here, from February 21st down to February 28th, is essentially the exact same fractal that we've gotten from April 14th down to April 25th. And you see this big green candle is essentially the same thing you're getting right here in March, right when the March started. So it's very interesting to see how this fractal of moving down and then having this exuberant buyback green candle has been happening time and time again, and some sort of a double bottom pattern. As you can see, we have one bottom here, and then one bottom here, one bottom here. Sorry for all the other drawings, but you sort of get the idea that we just formed our first bottom. Now, the way that I'm thinking about this and how to play it is most likely we are in something called the automatic rally phase using Wyckoff accumulation. If you guys aren't aware of what Wyckoff is, or Wyckoff method, I go over it thoroughly in my course, so that's a good place to be educated on that. And you can see we have something here where we have this down-sloping resistance. And I think we might be getting faked out here. We do have an opportunity for this to come up, settle on this line, and actually make it somewhere to the 58s, and then have a further downside momentum after that and create a double bottom. And I'm going to explain why. And first of all, it's because it's happened time and time again. You have it right here. You have it right here when it was November 26th into December 10th, parabolic advance. Then January 23rd and January 22nd, parabolic advance, etc. But when you get these drastic sell-offs right here, you get these V-shaped recoveries that don't quite make it to create new highs, and then that failure of creating a new high creates a problem. And I'm going to show you why. So you have I'm going to quickly delete this actually because I think these are taking up some of our ability to see clearly. So I'm going to pull a fib from this current all-time high down to this swing low bottom right here. And what you'll see is how we have this golden pocket area, the 786 to 618. That's going to be our battleground. And remember what I just said, we can make it all the way up to the 58,000 level, even as high as 61,000. Get rejected on this red trend line and actually continue to the downside. And that sounds like absolutely absurd and weird, but it's what happens. Look, it happened right back here. Typically, people would call this the dead cat bounce scenario, and dead cat bounce comes up to the 0.5 fib, which is right here, and then it fails to get support over it. It comes down one fib at a time, tries to create a double bottom, but actually heads lower after that. That's the textbook dead cat bounce. But here in crypto land, it's much more volatile. So what could happen is we can get a daily close like tomorrow, get above this 0.5, start battling in this 786, and then actually reject down from there. And that's what we saw exactly back here around mid-January. Just take note of that. There's one anomaly here, and it's this moment where Bitcoin did this pattern. And the reason why this is sort of an anomaly, in my opinion, I believe that this date, March 13th, hitting a new high on that specific date was just the whales flexing on everyone to show you that, hey, this is a ritual date to us. And this structure is very awkward, how it had this W pattern creating a new high like that. It's just not usual, but this day matters, and this date is very important because this is the low last year. On March 13, 2020, this was the lowest price Bitcoin has been since. So just something to note for those of you that might be new here. When the COVID crash happened, this whole chart is basically in reverse of the crash. If you look at it, it's a A-shaped recovery, or A-shaped move, as opposed to the V-shaped recovery we got last year in March, right here. You can see that right there, with the low happening on the 13th of March, where the price hit $3,880. And then we get it pushed up to a new all-time high on that date, and then a sharp rejection. That's when this red trend line came into play, and I was showing you guys how a couple days ago, last week, when we failed to hold support in this red trend line, that was when downside came. So let's go to the weekly chart, because that was something that was pretty interesting, and I'll leave this fib here from now on just so you guys can remember the significance of this golden pocket range and how until we start closing dailies above this 786 level, we're not in the clear. And I actually rather us not just completely go back to those levels right now. I think that would be a really awkward structure, and yeah, anyways, that's my opinion though. That has nothing to do with technical analysis. So I'm going to bring up this right here, which is the 21 moving average and the 13 moving average. I went over this recently, and this blue moving average, we actually closed below it yesterday, and you can see that this wick, bottom wick, was like literally within 6% of the 21 EMA. Now that's frustrating that we had this automatic reaction to the upside without backtesting this 21. And what it could tell you is the first week of May, we can still actually dump down to like 45,000, create a new lower low, tap down on this 21. That would be the scenario for continuation to the upside. So let's look at how this structure works typically. Like, I think we're repeating the fractal from back in January where you have a new high, and then it takes about 4 weeks after that to start seeing new continuation. So this was the week with our new high. And then we have 4 weeks over. You're looking about May 10th. So it's in the cards, in my opinion, that we get a shakeout probably in 2 days, the 28th of April, that 222 date from the start of the Hebrew calendar. And also I see the beginning of May, like May 1st, or I think some people call it May Day, but May 1st to May 5th, May 5th being significant because it's the 5-5 date. Another significance around that date is May 6th, because in Gematria, Society of Jesus equals 56. So that's something that comes up a lot with our market makers and how they organize this whole show. So this $45,000 is still in the cards. This video is more of me telling you, like, relax. This automatic rally that we're getting after a selling climax, for those of you that are into Wyckoff, it always happens. And this is when they get you trapped in longs, they pull your ass back down, and then you get liquidated, and then they send the market back up after that fractal pattern repeats itself time and time again. It's a classic move. So with that being said, this still has time to play out. This is just what happens after the market has a very dramatic and fast sell-off. Also, what we'll have to be considerate of is the stock market. Of course, if the stock market wants to start turning around near the end of the week, that's another sign for a potential downside. And this all matters because it comes back to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's what will make everything else move. Like what we saw yesterday with XRP being down significantly while Bitcoin was barely down. That's the kind of stuff you have to deal with. When Bitcoin's down 5%, XRP might be down 15%, right? So it's just something you have to kind of chill out about. So let's get into our XRP chart and one of the things that we're seeing here. And I'm going to create a similar fractal. I'm going to bring up this 4-hour. And we're seeing that we're actually breaking out of this downtrending resistance. So let me remove all these indicators and see what's going on here. So remember this red trend line we had that we've been looking at for a while now? When it broke through that, it came up and it couldn't get back above. So it started this downtrend, right? And then we started this white line downtrending resistance. We saw basically multiple touch points on it. And then again, sometime around April 22nd. And then now we've actually broke through it. That's pretty bullish. But this pattern right here is something that I've seen with Theta. And I don't want to get too deep into Theta, but Theta has had this downtrending. I'll show you guys. It's pretty weird. Just so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, there was this move where Theta created a new high, came down, started tapping against this level, and then it broke out outside of it, and then it started trading downwards along the outside of the trend line. And you see right here how it bounced, and then it started moving up since. But this type of movement where you start trading on the outside of a trend line is typically what happens after a parabolic advance. So that's something interesting for those of you that are trying to learn TA and how this all works, is sometimes trend lines work in a way where like people say, okay, you're on the outside of a resistance, it's now support. But it's not going to be support if it's a very steep trend line. So this could work like this, actually. This can move up, moves up, sees resistance at the 150 level, and then it could actually start trading on the outside. I'm not saying it'll go this low, but it's possible. It's something to take note of. And it happens fast, right? Like it could happen in a single day where it starts gravitating back to these key trend lines. So what we could postulate is that XRP could be doing a similar move to Bitcoin, where we have this fib from the previous all-time high. We pull it down to the swing low, where we got the 86-cent XRP. Again, 86 being a crucial number because Ripple equals 86 in Gematria. So of course we have the high to swing low at the 86-cent level, and look at where we're at right now. We're just at the 382 fib, so we could move all the way up to $1.50, even as high as $1.73. And $1.40 would make sense, $1.40 to $1.50. 150 is psychological resistance, and 140 is also coming back to the Gematria of XRP. So Gematria has been playing a huge role in XRP with the number 14 and the number 15. It was how we determined the exact date that it would break out and the date range that the breakout would start. And go back and watch those videos from early March, over a month ago, where we were using Gematria to predict when XRP would break out. And now we have to kind of be just considerate of the fibs here. I assume we could hit $1.40, even as high as $1.50. That wouldn't be out of the cards, considering that's only like 20% to the upside. Pretty normal, like standard movements for XRP. And then we could actually get rejected. You can see there's a cluster of resistance back here. That could be the exact level we come up to, fail, and then come down. So just something to keep in mind for everyone who is an XRP holder and sold for whatever reason. Because, yeah, you should have been selling into strength. You don't sell into weakness. Yeah? Basic stuff. Conscious individuals here taking the red pill. You sell into strength, not into weakness. It's important stuff, guys. And don't buy now, right? Because you might be getting like, oh, it's going up. Oh my God, I missed out. And then you're going to buy more when it's $1.40. Oh my God, it's going at $400 like Simpsons told me. Oh no, right? Chill out. It's important people just be, calm right now, because once these exuberant buybacks come, like I've told you time and time again, the market makers will pull the rug on you. And it just feels like shit to be caught up in this stuff, but it happened right here. Just imagine, right? The price has dropped on Bitcoin all the way 27%. Then it gets bought up almost instantly. Sorry, I don't know why my keyboard's doing this. Another 30%, 32%, and then it just says, fuck you. 30%. And you see how long this took? Like this structure from this rejection of a new high all the way till a new high took 25 days. You see how this works, guys? So look, imagine this day right here, where we are comparing this day of January 22nd to where we're at now. Our next parabolic move to the upside might be a full month from today. And look, there was still a double bottom scenario. So let's just, for conjecture, 30 days, and we're looking at the end of May 26th, okay? Which would be exactly, yeah, so you got to think about that. There's room for problems in this zone right here. So don't get too exuberant, be calm, don't have any emotion in this. We're in the middle of a bull run. So honestly, entries right now are already sort of sketchy because a lot of things haven't back tested their key moving averages, like I was telling you with the 21 weekly EMA with Bitcoin. I really would like to see that. It would be really good for Bitcoin to come back, touch this 21, and just keep this show moving. One of the things too about this whole thing is the RSI on Bitcoin literally tapped down on that 30 level. That's a perfect region for a bounce, but it doesn't mean we might come down again because there's a huge bearish divergence playing out on Bitcoin. As you can see here, down sloping and then up sloping price. So that's a divergence. The MACD right now is trying to cross, but it's in the negatives. There's also something about the hash ribbons indicator. That's something that I'll bring up in the next video. Let's look at RSI for, so RSI for XRP is actually holding really strong at this 41 level, which would make sense with the 1441 connection that we've been making. But we still have crossed bearish on the MACD, and this is still sloping down, and it's not even near the negative region. So this has a lot of room. Just be open-minded to all this stuff, okay? So like I said, there's an opportunity for us to play with the retail hands, move it up to $1.40, $1.50, get rejected, and actually come back down. Now, this whole market could actually just go up in a straight line, create support above the 786, and then actually head to new highs. Anything is possible, right? So this isn't a really good time to get fancy in this market. This isn't a good time to be leverage trading. This isn't a really good time to be selling and trying to buy back at a lower price. That sort of shit is what gets people destroyed during a bull run, when the best thing you could possibly do is buy and hold, right? Buy dips, hold. Don't sell right now. First of all, tax implications on capital gains. It's not really worth it. And I know everyone's chasing pumps, but that's just not the mindset at this time. This market has a lot of juice in the fruit. It could go a lot higher than you anticipate, and also it could dump down a lot faster and a lot quicker than you anticipate. So just be careful. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a lot of opportunity in this market left, and days like this where we're seeing green, I mean, look at Saturday, just a couple days ago. Or look at XRP on the 23rd. That was a huge, massive dump. 28% in a single day, right? Theta yesterday, I was seeing some really crazy the other day, Theta being down 30%, right? This is one of the best altcoins that exists, and it was just getting hammered, right? From the swing high to the swing low, 56%. VeChain, the same thing. So there's still room for these coins to see corrections. Just laying that out there on the final minute rant. So anyways, if you guys would like to learn more about technical analysis and how to do Gematria technical analysis and combine it with numerology and astrology and zodiac and all that fun stuff that we go over here on this channel. My mastermind course now has over 100 videos, priced at almost $1 per video. It's one of the best values I've offered. And yep, I add 3 videos every single week. We've been doing the Red Pill episode over on the Patreon. Yesterday's Red Pill weekly episode was 1 hour long. We went over tons of cryptocurrencies. We went over HBAR, XDC. We went over Theta. We went over T-Fuel for a little bit. We went over some of the plays that everyone was picking, like Bitcoin Cash. And yeah, it was a good episode. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Much love, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. See you in the next one.